Do you feel like your debt is controlling your life? Every month you make payments, but it seems like the balance never goes down and the stress just keeps building. I get it. I've been there. But what if I told you there are real, proven ways to pay off your debt faster than you think possible? Today, I'm going to share 5 tips that actually work. The exact strategies that helped me crush over $30,000 of debt in less time than I ever thought possible. By the end of this video, you'll not only know how to pay off your debt fast, but you'll also feel empowered and ready to take action because these tips work for anyone, no matter the size of your debt. Let's get into it. Whether you've got credit card debt, student loans, or a mix of both, these tips are going to show you how to turn the tide and finally get ahead. So grab a notebook and get ready, because if you take these steps seriously, you could be debt-free sooner than you think. The first step is the hardest, but also the most important. Face your debt head on. This is where I was stuck for years. I was too scared to look at the total amount I owed. I just make the minimum payments, hoping it would magically disappear. Spoiler alert, it didn't. So I decided to write down every single debt, from credit cards to student loans to that random store credit I forgot about. Seeing the total number was terrifying, but it was the wake-up call I needed. What about you? Have you sat down and faced your total debt? If not, that's your first step. Drop a comment below with your biggest struggle when it comes to managing debt. I promise you're not alone. Once I knew the total amount, I could finally start building a plan to pay it off, and that's where the real change happens. Tip 2, the debt avalanche versus the debt snowball. Pick your strategy. Now that you know exactly how much you owe, it's time to choose a strategy. 2 of the most effective methods are the debt avalanche and the debt snowball. The debt avalanche focuses on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, which mathematically makes the most sense because it saves you the most money in the long run. The debt snowball focuses on paying off your smallest debt first to get quick wins, then moving on to the larger ones. This method is all about motivation, and for many people, myself included, that early sense of victory is key to staying consistent. Here's what I did. I started with the debt snowball method. Even though I knew paying off the smallest balances first wasn't the most mathematically efficient, I needed those small wins to keep myself going. Every time I paid off one debt, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders, and it gave me the momentum I needed to keep tackling the next one. Which method do you think would work best for you? Are you more motivated by early wins, like with the debt snowball, or do you want to save the most money, like with the debt avalanche? Let me know in the comments which one you'd choose. Tip 3, automate your payments. Make debt repayment effortless. The third tip is a game changer. Automate your debt payments. This was a huge shift for me because it took the decision making out of my hands. I didn't have to think about when to pay or how much. It was just done automatically every month. Here's why automating your payments is so powerful. It guarantees that you're making your payments on time, every time. It removes the temptation to skip a payment or spend the money on something else, and it helps you stay consistent without having to think about it. Once I set up automatic payments, I felt a sense of relief. It was like I could finally stop worrying about missing payments and start focusing on other areas of my financial life. Do you have your payments automated yet? If not, I highly recommend setting it up. It's one of the easiest ways to make sure you're staying on track with your debt repayment. Drop a comment if you're going to give it a try. Tip 4, slash your spending, the hard truth. Now, here's where things get a little uncomfortable, but it's also one of the most effective ways to speed up debt repayment. You need to cut back on your spending. I know it sounds like a sacrifice, but trust me, it doesn't mean you have to give up everything you love. What I did was start by cutting back on things I didn't really care about. I canceled subscriptions I wasn't using, stopped eating out as much, and set a budget for my wants, like clothes and entertainment. I realized I didn't need to buy a new outfit every month, and cooking at home saved me hundreds. Here's a question. What's one thing you could cut back on that wouldn't feel like a huge sacrifice? Maybe it's dining out, subscription services, or impulse shopping. Drop your ideas in the comments, and let's see how much we can save together. The more I cut back on unnecessary expenses, the more money I could throw at my debt. And trust me, seeing those balances go down faster makes every cut worth it. Tip 5, make extra money. Boost your debt repayment power. ever. Finally, if you really want to supercharge your debt repayment, you need to find ways to make extra money. For me, this was the game changer that helped me pay off my debt faster than I thought possible. Here's what I did. I picked up a side hustle as a freelance writer, which gave me extra income to put directly toward my debt. I started selling things I didn't need anymore. Clothes, gadgets, furniture, you name it. Every dollar from those sales went straight to my debt. Whether it's starting a side gig or selling things you no longer use, every extra dollar makes a difference. You'd be surprised how fast your debt can disappear when you put all your extra income toward it. What's one way you could make extra money? Could you pick up a side hustle or sell things you no longer need? Let me know in the comments how you're planning to boost your debt repayment. So there you have it. 5 tips that actually work to help you pay off your debt fast. From facing the numbers to automating payments, cutting back on spending, and finding ways to make extra money. These are the steps that took me from drowning in debt to feeling financially free. If I can do it, so can you. You've got this. Now it's your turn to take action and start crushing your debt. If this video was helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this. And drop a comment below with your biggest debt challenges or wins. I'd love to hear your story and help you along the way.